Hello class, welcome back. How are you today? Do you feeling good? Do you feeling alright? Excellent. Remember to write down how do you feel, the date and the weather. Write down on the comment section. Okay? Alright. Alright class, before we start, let's make a quick review of the last class, alright? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 indefinite pronouns and you're going to make one sentence and write it down on the comments below. Remember, the first 5 students who answer correctly are going to get 1 extra point, alright? These are the 3 indefinite pronouns. Ready? Some, something, and each. Okay, go. I'll wait for you here. Ready? Okay, then let's start. Okay class, remember, for this class you're going to need your pencil and your book. So go for them and let's begin. Okay? Okay class. Let me ask you something. Which one is smaller? The GameCube or the Nintendo Switch? Which one is smaller? Exactly. The Nintendo Switch is smaller than the GameCube. Okay? Perfect. Okay, second question. Which one is bigger? Exactly. The GameCube controller is bigger than the Nintendo Switch controller. Perfect. Well, guess what, class? Those are comparative adjectives. And they are as easy as this. With the comparative adjective, you compare 2 things. Alright? Alright, class? Now that we know that, let's go to the page. The page is going to be page 98. I'm sorry, I fixed my hair a little bit. It was a mess. But I know that you like my crazy hair, right? Excellent. Okay class, we are on the page 98. Let's read together. Comparative adjectives. We use comparative adjectives to compare 2 nouns by adding er to the end of one or some 2 syllables adjectives followed by the word than. Example, my car is smaller than yours. Alright class, super simple. So for adjectives with 1 or some with 2 syllables, you are going to add er at the end and than. Okay, for example, small, how many syllables? Small, 1. So we're going to add er at the end. And we are also going to add than. For example, the Nintendo Switch is smaller than the GameCube. Perfect. Let's continue reading. For most adjectives with more than 2 syllables, we use more before the adjective, followed by the word than. Example, this book is more interesting than yours. Alright? So, when you have an adjective with 2 or more than 2 syllables, you are going to use more adjective and than. For example, interesting. Interesting, how many syllables does it have? Interesting. Interesting. 3 syllables. So we use more. Excellent. For example, this book is more interesting than yours. Simply as that. Okay, let's continue with the activity number 1. Circle the correct comparative adjective to complete each sentence. Super easy. Let's start with the number 1. Miranda's dog is bigger than Sam's dog, more bigger than Sam's dog, or a more big dog than Sam's. The adjective big. How many syllables? 1. So it's going to be bigger. Correct. You circle it. And remember, you have to write it down on the line. Okay? Number 2. Tony is more younger than Ellie, more young than Ellie, or younger than Ellie. How many syllables in young? 1. So we circle younger than Ellie. The house feels more colder than outside, more cold than outside, or colder than outside. How many syllables in cold? 1. So we add ER plus than. Excellent. Colder. Number 4. Eric is more famouser than Joy, more famous than Joy, or famouser than Joy. How many syllables in famous? Famous. 2. But remember, there are some adjectives that have 2 syllables, but still you need to use more. For example, famous, famous, more famous. Number 5. Our 4th grade class is more loud than the 3rd grade class, more louder than the 3rd grade class, or louder than the 3rd grade class. Loud. 1 syllable. Louder. Perfect. And the number 6. I think that this park is more beautiful than the one by my house, beautifuler than the one by my house, or more beautifuler than the one by my house. More beautiful. Excellent. So we circle it and you write it down. And there you have it, class. You finish page 98. So what do you think about the comparative adjectives? Super easy, right? Super easy, class. Now, let's go to the next part of this class, which is superlatives. But before we continue, let me ask you one thing. Can you see all of these devices in my desk? Here I have a GameCube controller, Nintendo Switch controller, a Nintendo Switch, and a GameCube. Now let me ask you, which one is the smallest? The Nintendo Switch is the smallest because it's, from all of these devices, the smallest. Okay? Which one is the biggest? The GameCube. Look, it's super big. Okay? Those are superlatives. Biggest, smallest. Now let's go to the next page. Page 99. Let's go. Superlative adjectives. Let's read together. We use superlative adjectives to express the extreme or highest degree of a quality. We use superlative adjectives when talking about 3 or more things. We make a superlative adjective by adding est to the ending of the adjective and the before the adjective. Let's read. Example number 1. Tim is the smartest in the class. Okay? So, smart. How many syllables in smart? Smart. 1. So we add est at the end and we add the at the beginning. The smartest. Perfect. Simple. Example number 2. For most adjectives with more than 2 syllables, we use the must before the adjective. Example: this is the most delicious cake Mom has ever baked. Alright? How about delicious? Delicious. 3. So, if an adjective have more than 2 syllables, we are going to add the must before the adjective. This is the most delicious cake Mom has ever baked. The most delicious. From all the cakes, this is the most delicious. Okay? Super easy and super simple. Let's begin with the exercise. Let's read together. Complete the sentences using the superlative form of the adjectives in parentheses. Alright? Let's do it. Summer is season of the year. And we have the adjective hot. Alright, is it Hottest or the most hot? The hottest, correct. So we write down the hottest. Good. Number 2. They say Paris is city in the world. And we have beautiful. So it's going to be beautifulest or the most beautiful? The most beautiful. Number 3, math is subject for me. And we have easy. So it's the easiest or the most easy? The easiest. It has only 2 syllables. The easiest. Good. Number 4. These trips were vacations ever. And we have the adjective amazing. Is amazingest or the most amazing? The most amazing. Good. And finally, number 5. Mount Everest is mountain in the world. And we have the adjective high. So, is the most high or the highest? The highest. Good. Because it only has 1 syllable. Perfect. And we finish the first activity. Super easy. Now let's check the second activity. Okay, let's read. Write a sentence comparing objects that could be found in your classroom. Use 3 comparative and 2 superlative adjectives. Then share your answers with the class. Super easy. So you just need to remember what kind of objects do we have in the classroom. And you have already here the nouns. You have pencil, sharpener, eraser, ruler, and crayons. Okay? For example, number 1, let's make a sentence, one of the comparative, okay? Using pencil. Let's begin by saying, my pencil is more beautiful than yours. All right, there, because I use beautiful, I need to add more, okay? Because beautiful is an adjective with more than 2 syllables. Okay, number 2, sharpener. What about the sharpener is older, right? Because it's a really old sharpener. Let's use brisa. Brisa's sharpener is older than yours. Okay? And there we have 2 comparative sentences. Brisa's sharpener is older than yours. Let's make the third one, eraser. What about if we use the adjective new, okay? And let's use genaro. Eraser is more new or newer? Newer. Newer than yours. Let's keep it with yours. All right, class, and then you are only going to need 2 sentences using superlative adjectives. Remember, we just finished the superlative adjectives. You add est at the end, or the most adjective, and that's it. All right, okay, class, for homework you need to finish these 2 exercises, and that's it. Super easy. Now let's remember comparative adjectives. Okay, we use them to compare two things, right? And we know that if they have one or two syllables, we add er at the end, okay? Small, smaller. But if they have two or more syllables, you add more. Exactly, more and the adjective, and that's it. You don't change anything from the adjective. And superlative adjectives express something that is the highest level, okay? The most, okay? The biggest, the smallest, right? And if the adjective has one or two syllables, you use est at the end. But if the adjective have two or more, you use the must and then the adjective. Super easy and super simple. All right, so don't forget to take pictures of your work. You need to finish this page and take pictures of the 2 pages and send it to my email, all right, so I can check them. Okay, excellent. All right, class, it was really nice. It was a really nice class. I will see you on the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, give a like, and yeah, that's it. Take care, be safe, and let's go and play some Fortnite. Bye bye.